St. Patrick's Day and welcome to this Irish themed live stream. I'm so excited to share some Irish songs with you. I'm going to check in with the comments and see where you are in the world, so make sure you've let us know. It's always interesting to see what time of day it is and where people are watching from. But I'm going to start with a song from my most recent album, and it's called Sally Gardens. Welcome everybody. Megan's clapping for me. Thanks, Megs. So welcome. Oh, that was weird. I want to check in with the comments and see who's watching. I see Frank is here from Oregon and Kerry's here from Scotland. Welcome, you guys. Luke is watching again from England. Hi, Luke. And Maris from Ohio and Aki from Finland. Yay, welcome back. And Celia is watching. She said happy St. Patrick's Day, and she put the shamrocks and the green heart. Very cute. And then Luke is saying looks like December outside. So very cold in England. And then Javette said, beautiful song. Cindy's watching from Indiana in the US. Thanks, Cindy. It's nice to see your name here. And then Marie-Therese is watching from France. That's very cool. I see Rebecca is watching from North Carolina. And Jean Waddle from Norfolk, Nebraska. And that's awesome. Did I miss some others?
Brazil.
Oh, Renan from Brazil. Wow, we're all over the world already. That's so good to hear. And I hope you're all enjoying St. Patrick's Day so far. I know some of you may be earlier in the day than me. I've had a great St. Patrick's Day. This morning I was playing my harp and singing at an event for retired nuns and missionaries from Ireland. So they went to Mass and then they came to a brunch and I performed for them, and it was really special to see how people really responded to the music because it's so special to them. So that I always love spending St. Patrick's Day that way, and now I'm here with you guys. So I'm thinking, we said that we would show how much my kittens have grown, because they're not really kittens anymore, they're cats now, and I think we need to do that now because they've been locked up in this room to make sure that we can show them to the camera, and now they're kind of running a bit wild because they want to be released. So here's Tansy. She's grown much bigger, as you can see. And Jasper is like
a giant,
a panther. He is so big and majestic, and he doesn't really like being held, but he's beautiful, isn't he? Much bigger than Tansy. What?
You can't see properly how big he is.
Okay, I'm gonna let him go. I think you should let them out now,
Yeah.
Megs. But for those of you who saw them when they were tiny little kittens in my concert, I'm sure you'll be surprised at how much they've grown. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna sing another song now. Let's do that.
About songs you're coming?
Oh yes, that's a good idea. So we started with Sally Gardens, and I'm just going to mention a few of the other songs I might do. I'm not going to have time for all of them, so I'm going to rattle off the names of a few songs, and if you're excited about any of them, you better put a comment about it, because you never know, I might not get to one, and if it's your favorite one, I don't want you to be cross with me, so you have to tell me which ones you're excited about. So Jacket So Blue, Josephine's set, so that's the set of 3 that's on my album. Then there's My Lagan Love, Shularun, She Moved Through the Fair, There Were Roses, Sunshiny Day is actually my tune. It's not an Irish one, but I thought it would be nice to put it in there. The Parting Glass, and then I have an extra few here, A Butterfly Jig, Lark in the Clear Air, Galway Bay, Danny Boy, and I don't know what everyone's interested in hearing. I even heard someone requesting on Facebook The Last Rose of Summer, and I haven't sung that song in years, so if I did that I would have to do a spontaneous a cappella version, because I don't have a version for singing and playing that I've really created. Okay, I'm just checking in what's happening with the comments. Aww. Oh my goodness. Cindy's cat used her dog's bed as a litter box. That is not good. As she started out by saying, my cat is in serious trouble, and I thought, oh no, what's wrong with him? And then
No, look at this. He did it on purpose.
He did it on purpose?
He was mad at the dog.
Oh my goodness. So the cat was angry with the dog and then used the dog's bed as a litter box. Wow, that sounds like a bit of a war you have going on there, Cindy. I hope you managed to help them come to peace with each other. Anyway, I'm going to sing Jacket So Blue now. So, I have to describe this song. Man, I've got so much to say today. I promise I won't say this much in between every song. But Jacket So Blue is a song that I don't think I've done in a live concert before, because I've just been... I just made the arrangement recently for the Nice Celtic Festival. And what I love about this song is that I think the meaning of the song is that it's about a very silly girl who can't take a hint. So it starts out with her saying how much she loves this boy who's a sailor. And then when she goes to talk to him, he runs away. So you would think that she would take a hint and maybe realize that he's not interested. But no, she goes on to offer to pay him out of his work as a sailor. And then, of course, he says no, and you'll hear later on that she didn't even learn her lesson at the end. So it's a very silly girl, but a fun song. A ship's crew of sailors, as you may understand, bound for the West Indies or some foreign land. There's one lad amongst them I wish I never knew. He's my bonny, bonny sailor with the jacket so blue. The first time that I saw my love, he had a spyglass in his hand. I went to talk to him, but he would not stand. I went to talk to him, but from me he flew. And my heart, it went along with him, and his jacket so blue. Says I, my noble sailor, I'll by your discharge. I'll free you from sailing and set you at large. I'll free you from the man of war if your heart does be true. And I'll never let a stain on your jacket so blue. Says I, my noble lady, you by my discharge. You'll free me from sailing and set me at large. You'll free me from the man of war if my heart does be true. But what then would my own lovely Scotch lassie do? For I have a lassie in my own country, and I would not slight her for her poverty. If I were to slight her, then my heart would not be true, and she never left a stain on my jacket so blue. I'll ride up to Dublin to an artist of skill. I'll have my love's picture drawn out in its full. I'll place it in my chamber right close to my view. And I'll say, I loved a sailor with a heart that is true. So a very silly girl, because she's still saying at the end, I loved a sailor whose heart was true, even though his heart was true to somebody else. Now that's what you call a silly girl. So Kimmy140 says, have never chatted anywhere before, but hi from Ohio. Hi Kimmy. Thanks for coming and joining the chat. Oh wow, Megan says Beryl and Hubert paid for their tickets. Thank you so much. I don't even know if I read.
That's Mom's cousin.
Oh
Mom's cousin
wow!
Beryl.
Okay, that's Mom's cousin Beryl. Thank you so much. I'm really glad you're watching. And it's always such a wonderful thing for me to see that people are paying for their tickets even though you don't have to. But it's really amazing when you put some money towards these concerts as a voluntary ticket contribution. It's almost like you're seeing this as a real live concert, because I'm doing this live. The only difference is that we're not in one venue altogether. We're spread out all over the world. So that's really awesome. If anyone else would like to do that, the link is down in the description box, and it really makes a very big difference.
Pay whatever you think is worth.
Yeah, you can pay whatever you think this concert is worth. I'm trying to whatever you think it's worth. Oh, I see there's lots of clapping hands. Thank you, everyone. So let's do a set of 3 tunes from Ireland. Josephine's Waltz, and the Clare Jig, and Morrison's Jig. That might be one that you would recognize. And I just like how these 3 go together, so I made a little arrangement where they're all together back to back. And this is one of the ones from my second album. says, John and Kerry and Jean all paid for their tickets. Yay! Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed that little set of tunes. And I think it's time for another song now. Is there any questions I need to answer, Megs?
Just read what Kerry said.
Kerry says, I paid my contribution before we started just to make sure I remembered. That's so sweet. She said, it's not much, but I'm sure every little bit helps. It certainly does. Even if someone were to pay $1, I would be thankful, because if a few people did that, it would make a big difference. Okay, Leanne says, sorry I'm late, but it sounds great. Yay! And that even rhymed. Okay, I think it's time for... By the way, you need to put down in the comments which of those songs you're excited about.
Said these ones.
Oh, did they? Danny Boy, Christy-Lyn, Parting Glass. Okay, maybe I should do a little Danny Boy. Danny Boy is one of those songs where, as a musician who loves Celtic music, it's a request that you get pretty often. And so sometimes for the musician, it can start to feel like the song is a bit overrated sometimes, but I think that's just because you hear the request for the song all the time that you wonder whether it's that special anymore. But I know for sure that Danny Boy is one of those songs that crosses over boundaries and really reaches into people's hearts. People from so many different countries love that song, so I'm still glad to hear that to you it's a special song. So I hope that this is meaningful to you. Wow, Celia, Martin, and Maris paid for their tickets. Wonderful. Thank you so much, you guys. It still makes me surprised and happy. That's really awesome. Thank you very much for showing me that it's worth something to you. It really does. Thank you very much. If anyone else wants to do that, remember the link is in the description box. And it really does make a very big difference. Okay, Mel Bond says, I think...
Wait.
Oh, cringing Leonodin said, it sounds a bit like You Raise Me Up. And Mel Bond said, I think Danny Boy came before You Raise Me Up. Yes, maybe the Londonderry Air, that's the name of the tune that Danny Boy was written to. Maybe that was part of the inspiration for the tune of You Raise Me Up. That's a very good observation. Oh, Nikki says that she won't get a harp, but someday she wants to be like me. That's so lovely. Thank you. I'm so glad you find my music inspiring. Well, if you like this kind of music and you dream of playing the harp, then hold on to that dream. You don't have to say, I won't be able to get it. Maybe someday you'll be surprised, or you'll be able to save up and someday it will be a possibility for you. But either way, I hope you enjoy the music and maybe you can do some singing of your own. You're welcome to sing along. Any tips for an aspiring Celtic harpist? That's Aidan Brown asking. That's a good question. I guess it depends on what part of your harp playing you're looking at. Yeah, I would say enjoy learning the Celtic tunes, but make sure you also spend time on your technique, because that will stand you in good stead to be able to learn the tunes that you enjoy. I think that would probably be my main piece of advice. Make sure that you really work on having solid technique at the same time as enjoying your music. Okay, let's have another song. Are these names we haven't mentioned before? Oh my goodness. Rebecca, Andreas, and Aki paid for their tickets. I thought Megan was showing me the same piece of paper again because there's more names. That's so amazing. Thank you so much. Wow. Everyone's very quick and all straight after each other today. Okay, so what was the other ones on that list of songs that people really wanted to hear today? Oh wow, okay. She Moved Through the Fair, My Lag in Love, Shulerin. Maybe I must do Shulerin now. So I normally sing songs in Scottish Gaelic because I learned some of those in Scotland and over Skype from some Scottish Gaelic singers, which has been really fun. But I noticed that when I go to a St. Patrick's Day event, sometimes they would announce me as Christy-Lyn, who plays the harp, and sometimes she even sings in Gaelic. And I would feel so bad because I didn't have any songs in Gaelic, Irish Gaelic to sing. I only had Gaelic songs, and I didn't want to tell people, well, here's a Gaelic song for you, and then sing a Scottish song. So I thought, no, I need to learn something in Gaelic. So I did it in a little bit of a hurry this year because I didn't really think of it until, like, I think it was yesterday.
Really?
Maybe the day before. I'm not sure. But anyway, a few years ago, I went to a summer school with a choir called Anuna in Ireland. And while I was there, I learned quite a lot of songs and sang with them in a concert. And this is one of the songs we learned there. So I at least knew the pronunciation of this song. I didn't want to butcher the pronunciation of any other song learned in a hurry. But this one I felt like I've learned the pronunciation from Irish people who know what they're talking about. So I haven't made a harp part for it, but I will sing it for you in unaccompanied. Okay, let's hope I remember the words. Okay. Shoo, shoo, shularun, shuga sakaraga shuga kyun, shuga darasaga selilam, iska jema vornin slan. I wish I were on yonder hill, 'tis there I'd sit and cry my fill, till every tear would turn a mill. Shoo, shoo, shularun, shuga sakaraga shuga kyun, Shugadara sagaseli lam Iska jema fornin slan I'll sell my rod, I'll sell my reel, I'll sell my only spinning wheel to buy my love a sword of steel. Shoo, shoo, shoolarun, shuga sakaraga shuga kyun, shuga dada saga saili lam. Iska jema fornin slan. I'll dye my petticoat, I'll dye it red, and round the world I'll beg my bread, till I find my love alive or dead. Shoo, shoo, shoolarun, shuga sakaraga shuga kyun, shuga dada saga saili lam. Iska jema fornin slan. That's Shularun, yay! I definitely need to make a harp part for that. I don't think that one will stay unaccompanied like some of my other songs, because I think it would be really nice with a lilting harp part to go with the rhythm.
This is interesting.
Cindy said, "Oh, I hadn't made the connection. I know Shularun as Johnny has gone for a soldier." Oh, okay.
Popular.
Yeah. Popular in the USA during the Revolutionary War and the Civil War. Okay, yep, definitely an Irish song. So that's interesting how things get adopted by different countries, and then it starts to feel like a traditional song from that country itself. So it's amazing how music kind of has a timeline and a journey. Amelia, Aiden, and Tiffany. Yay! They've all paid for their tickets. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm going to keep on saying the names of the people who pay for their tickets, because every time it's a celebration for me. I really, really appreciate it. Remember that the link for that is down in the description box. It'll be awesome if any of the rest of you are interested in doing that. So what were the other songs that people specifically wanted to hear, Megan? Okay, I think we might play the parting glass at the end. Maybe it's time for She Moved Through the Fair. Okay, I think that's a good idea. So, key. This is one that I've been singing since I was a teenager. When I was first heard Irish songs, I just heard them sung by different bands, or like I remember I listened to Charlotte Church a lot when I was a teenager, and I heard her singing this song, and I've heard kind of Celtic women, and then later on I got more into the traditional music from Ireland and from Scotland, and went a little deeper than the songs that are most well known. So it's interesting now that I've been doing Irish and Scottish traditional music for a little longer, to go back to these songs that first drew me to Celtic music, and now make harp arrangements for them and start to perform them again. So it's been an interesting journey where I've kind of come back to the same songs like more than 10 years later. So that's the story, I guess, with She Moved Through the Fair. Still a really beautiful song. move through the fair, and fondly I watched her move here and move there, and then she went homeward with one star awake, as the swan in the evening moves over the lake. Last night she came to me, she came softly in, so softly she came that her feet made no din, and she laid her hand on me, and then she did say, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day. Time for a sip of water.
And a celebration.
Yay! Charlene, Richard and Cindy, thank you so much for paying for your tickets. That's really awesome. Yay!
And I just found one
so
from-
exciting.
From 1 a.m. this morning, our time, from Frank.
Oh, wow. Frank paid in advance. That's amazing. Thank you so much to Frank and Cindy and Charlene and Richard. Yay! Thank you so much. And a reminder that that link is in the description box if you want to see that excited look on my face.
And if they want to pay whatever they...
Yeah. Well, of course, if whatever you think it would have been worth to pay for this concert, if it was a concert in real life. So I like to think of it as something, this live stream kind of joins us all together around the world, and it's almost like we're sitting in a venue all together, except that the difference is that maybe you are chilling on your couch or lying on your bed and maybe not wearing concert appropriate attire. Hopefully not, because it's time to relax rather. And I would love to hear from you, whether if there's anyone who's drinking anything appropriate to it being St. Patrick's Day, or maybe you're waving an Irish flag or wearing green. Is there anyone other than me wearing green today? I'd love to hear about that. I think there was a comment you wanted me to look at, Megan, and I didn't. Andreas says he's going to an Anuna concert in April. That's awesome. I know their music very well, and I think they're absolutely brilliant. I love Michael McGlynn, not only his arrangements, but he actually has taken so many ancient texts and written music to them, and it ends up sounding like it's traditional music, and I think in some ways that sometimes takes away from people realizing how much he's done for Irish music, because many of the songs that they perform are actually his original compositions with ancient texts. So I think they're an absolutely fantastic choir, and they produce so much beautiful music. It was wonderful to experience singing with them. Tiffany says, currently sitting with my family watching The Quiet Man, very appropriate, although I've never watched it, because they have a movie for basically every holiday. But I'm surreptitiously listening to this with headphones. That's very cool. I've never watched the movie, and I know it's very Irish, and I know that people talk about it, so I should probably actually do it at some point. Sorry, I'm not typing a lot. I'm doing a sewing project while listening to this wonderful concert.
And there was someone who was colouring in.
That's
with
cool.
a friend.
Who was?
Colouring in.
Colouring in. I wonder if the colours that you're choosing is influenced by the music. Oh, well, I don't know. Today maybe everything would be green. Absolutely wearing green. Maris Whetstone is wearing green. good to know. So that's at least 2 of us, because Megan's not. Oh no, you do have a little bit. It's kind of like a olive green that Megan's wearing, so I guess it kind of counts. I'm Cringing Leonodon says, I'm part Irish and I have an Irish first name. My grandma was a Murphy. It's a great day to celebrate any little bit of Irish blood we might have in us. I nearly said Scottish. No, Irish. Today is about celebrating Ireland. Luke says he doesn't own any green clothes whatsoever. That's a pity. Wearing a shamrock necklace, that's Celia, and earrings bought in Dublin, that's awesome. Celebrating the day. And Amelia says her kids have been fighting like the Irish. And she said, well, it's a good thing that it's without bothering anybody at the concert. So true. That's one of the great things about being an online concert, is you can do as many noisy things as you want, and the only person it will hinder is you from hearing the music. It won't bother anybody else. But it's also cool because you can do things that are important without having to worry about the setting. Like someone mentioned in one of the live stream concerts before that she was changing her baby's nappy and still listening to the concert, whereas in any other venue you'd have to leave the venue and go and find a place to do that. So that really, I thought that was awesome. I think it's also a good time to do your ironing. Marita Ray says that we are colouring in Aurora from Beauty and the Beast. Merida is already proudly done. She says the music is whimsical. Thank you.
Do you want more songs from this?
Yes. Okay, Malagan Love and Butterfly Jig. Let's do Butterfly Jig. So I know this is one of the ones that Tiffany's taught on her channel. So if you're a harpist and you love Celtic music and you haven't checked out Tiffany's channel, that's Tiffany Schaefer. What are you doing? You need to check it out because she teaches these tunes by ear and it's so amazing. I love Tiffany's channel. This is not my own arrangement of Butterfly Jig though. This is a version I learned from Kim Robertson. Time for a sad song now. Megan's just making a suggestion of what I could talk about, but I want to tell you a story about the sad song I'm about to sing. It's called There Were Roses, and it was written by Tommy Sands, who is a folk singer from Northern Ireland, and he wrote this song about 2 friends who died during the Troubles, which is a time in the history of Northern Ireland, ranging from the 1960s up until as recently as the 1990s, where there was a lot of fighting happening between political affiliations with Catholics and Protestants. So it wasn't a religious war, it was definitely a political war, but unfortunately people were killed on both sides, and often in like a tit for tat kind of way. So a Catholic would be killed, and then in return a Protestant would be killed, and it would go backwards and forwards. So really tragic part of Ireland's history. And I think this song really just speaks so beautifully into such a tragic period, because he talks about these two friends of his, one a Catholic and one a Protestant, and how they were all friends despite their differences, and they used to all meet at the Sands' family home on the Ryan Road, and I think they would meet up on a Friday night and play some music and have dancing and just enjoy socializing together, and everyone was welcome. And so he tells a little bit of the story of that in the song, and then how the tragedy happened along the way. And I think it's a really poignant look into how friendship can cross so many boundaries, that it just highlights the tragedy of all this fighting. So this is called There Were Roses. My song for you this evening, well, it's not to make you sad, not for adding to the sorrows of this troubled northern land. But lately I've been thinking, and it just won't leave my mind, to tell you of two friends one time who were both good friends of mine. Alan Bell from Baynard, he lived just across the field, a great one for the music, for the dancing and the reels. Sean O'Malley came from Southampton to court young Alice Fair, and we often met on the Ryan Road, and the laughter filled the air. There were roses, roses, there were roses, and the tears of a people ran together. Alan was a Protestant and Sean was Catholic born, but it never made a difference, for the friendship it was strong. And sometimes in the evening, when we heard the sound of drums, we said it won't divide us, we will always be as one. For the grounds our fathers plowed in, well, the soil is just the same, and the places where we say our prayers, they just have different names. We talked about the friends who died, and we hoped there'd be no more. It was little then we realized the tragedy in store. There were roses, roses, there were roses, and the tears of a people ran together. It was on a Sunday morning that the awful news came round. Another killing had been done just outside Newry town. We knew that Ellen died, stopped was fear in every home when the car of death came prowling round the lonely Ryan Road. A Catholic would be killed tonight to even up the score. Then we heard it's young O'Malley that they've taken from the door. There were roses, roses, there were roses, and the tears of a people ran together. Alan was my friend, he cried, he begged them with his fear, but centuries of hatred have ears that cannot hear. An eye for an eye was all that filled their minds, and another eye for another eye, until everyone is blind. I don't know what the moral is, or where the song should end, but I wonder just how many wars have been fought between good friends, and those who give the orders are not the ones to die. It's Bell and young O'Malley and the likes of you and I. There were roses, roses, there were roses, and the tears of a people ran together. Quite a sad story, isn't it? Wow. So I sang that song earlier today at the St. Patrick's Day celebration where I performed, and it's quite an interesting thing to sing such an extremely sad song and then have to carry on performing afterwards, because songs like that just kind of hit the atmosphere of the room, and it really touches people, but I think it also takes people a little moment to recover from it afterwards. So that's been an interesting one to figure out how to deal with that as a performer. But I've got to say that, especially in this kind of situation when I'm actually performing for a group of Irish people, it was quite an interesting experience. But I think I do find that these types of songs can be a really important moment for people, because a story like that needs to be told. These kind of tragedies, we can't just like sweep them under the rug and pretend it never happened, because people need it to be acknowledged to be able to move on, to deal with the feelings and then be able to move on. And I think music is such a beautiful way of dealing with really sad things in life, when it can be really processed by a musician, written with beautiful lyrics like that, and put into a song. Even if the song doesn't hold all the answers, it somehow just contains all that feeling and makes it easier to process. So I think that can be a really beautiful thing about sad songs. So let's check in with the comments. Celia says, I think I'm hearing an angel singing. Well, it's just me. And Kerry says, I've got goosebumps.
This was when you started the song.
Oh, people were saying, no, not this one. It's so sad. It is so sad. I'm sorry, you guys. But unfortunately, that's part of what happens in life. And I think it's really important that music reflects that. Well, thank you so much for all your positive comments. I really appreciate it. But let's do something a little more upbeat, shall we? See if we can recover from that sad moment.
In the spirit of recovering, here's a sweet comment.
Linda says, 36% Irish, 100% Catholic, wearing green and play an Ogden the same colour as a beginner. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Linda. That's so awesome that you play a harp just the same as mine. Well, all the best with learning on it. I think that's a really exciting journey, and I hope you have a lot of fun. And Ian says, hi, just joined in. 5:40 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Oh, you're crazy to be awake. On the east coast of Australia, so it's already tomorrow. I suspect there may be a few hangovers around the country by this time of the morning, I can imagine so. But I'm glad to know that the world still carries on about after St. Patrick's Day. It's good that you're bringing us news from tomorrow. Oh, Kerry paid for her ticket. Thank you so much, Kerry. I really appreciate that. Oh, so exciting. So for those of you who might have joined since then, that's just giving an opportunity for you to pay as if it was a real life concert in a venue where we're all together. As it happens, we're all spread around the world.
11 countries.
11 countries so far. Wow, that's really awesome. And whatever you would have been willing to pay, if it was a concert where we happened to be in the same venue, it would be really awesome if you could make a voluntary ticket contribution. There's a link in the description box, and any small amount is really appreciated. Or big amount, I won't complain. It really helps to keep these concerts coming. So I do actually need to talk about what's happening for the next little while with these live streaming concerts, but I'm going to do another happy song first. Maybe we should do my one. No, let's do Lark in the Clear Air. I feel like I need to sing that one. Lucia and Lily Cullis paid for a ticket. Thank you. Wow, that was instant. They must have already been doing it before we even mentioned it.
But remember, Lily was so keen about your harp. Thomas's niece.
Oh, I didn't even recognize the name. Hi, Lily and Lucia. Oh, that's so special. I didn't recognize the name straight away, but I'm so glad you two are watching. We need to meet up in real life again because they live just around the corner from me. So I want to sing Lark in the Clear Air because that one is really one of the special Irish songs for me, particularly because I sang this at a festival, the Darling Music Festival, a little while ago, and as I was driving to the festival, because I think it takes quite a while to drive there, I think it's like 2 hours or something like that. Okay, Megan's just reminding me of the time. It's okay, we're going to carry on a little bit after the hour. And as I was driving to this festival, I started singing the song to myself just to warm up my voice and everything, and it suddenly hit me that the song, the lyrics were so appropriate to the particular day I was singing the song, because I knew secretly that my sister's, at that time he was her boyfriend, was planning to propose to her the next day. And that's my sister Cara and her husband Kevin. They got married since then. But in the song, it talks about basically telling the girl that he loves her, and he's going to tell her all his love the very next day, and hoping that she won't say no. And so it was just the perfect day to be singing it just before Kevin proposed to Cara. And she didn't say no. She said yes. So this is a very happy song for me. And I'm going to sing it unaccompanied. So this is dedicated to Kevin and Cara. Dear thoughts are in my mind, and my soul soars enchanted as I hear the sweet lark sing in the clear air of the day. For a tender beaming smile to my hope has been granted, and tomorrow she will hear and will not say me nay. I shall tell her all my love, all my soul's adoration, and I think she will hear and will not say me nay. It is this that gives my soul Thank you to Leanne and Daniel. They paid for their tickets. Thank you very much. So I want to tell you about what's happening in the next little while with these live stream concerts. Because we've had, I think we've been doing it every month, except for that 1 month we missed last November. We've been doing it every month for more than a year now, I think. And before that, we were doing it every second month before that. So these concerts have been happening for a long time here on YouTube. And I started realizing that we need to make a little bit of a change at some point. Actually, a long time ago, I knew that it would be really good to host this kind of live stream concert rather on a platform like Concert Window, where it feels more like an actual event. You go to a separate place and people can be sent tickets, and I just thought it would be really great to host it on a different platform. But those platforms take a really you have to have a very good consistent bandwidth, and we didn't have that yet. Our internet connection is not always 100% reliable here, but we just heard recently that we should be getting fiber, a very stable internet connection with a much faster speed soon. So we are soon going to be moving across to a different platform, and I don't want to lose all you amazing people who have been attending every month, because I know it's kind of easier for people to find this on YouTube, to find these live streaming concerts. But I really think that something like Concert Window is going to be a much better platform for us. So I wanted to let you know well in advance, because I don't want to lose you. So the only way that you'll really know exactly what's happening and be able to be informed about it and send the links and everything is if you're on my email list, because that's the place where I send out information about this. So I don't want to lose you. Please make sure you join the email list. I'm going to be talking about it this time and also the next time I do a concert. And then we're not moving quite yet, but please make sure you join that email list so that we can continue with this amazing community, because I think it's been so great how everyone comments in the chat here, and it's just felt like we've grown into a real strong community of people all around the world. You're starting to recognize each other's names, and it's been so exciting. I don't want to lose that, but I have to make the decisions that I think will be right for this in the long term. So that's why we're anticipating a move. But for now, we're going to stay on YouTube. So I think we're not going to do one next month, because we're going to be testing out things. And the following month, we're going to be back on YouTube. So I think we're not going to have one in April. We're going to have one in May. But that's another good reason to make sure you're on the email list, so that we can let you know. For the next few months, we might not have a live stream concert every month, because we're kind of figuring out the changes. And then at some point, we're going to move across to a different platform, probably Concert Window. And then we'll be consistent there again. We may not have monthly concerts there. We'll have to figure it all out. But yeah, so a little bit of a rambling explanation, but the point of it is, please join my email list. It's a wonderful place to be. We send out links to my latest YouTube videos, but we also talk a little bit more about the stories behind the songs that I'm sharing, just like I do in these live stream concerts, but I do it in a little more detail in my email list. So it's a really great place to be anyway, apart from the live stream concerts. But I'm hoping to see all of you there. There's a link in the description box where you can see how you can click that link, and it will show you how to join the email list. So I hope you join us there so that you never miss a live stream concert in the future. So we're going to end. Are we ready to end with the parting glass?
Did you sing My Love in Love?
I didn't, no.
Maybe you can do both?
You think? We're already quite off over the time. I think we might just have to upload that to my YouTube channel, or maybe do it next time. Carrie says, will there still be a chat option? Yes, we would never move somewhere where there's not a chat option. That is very high priority, because we need to feel like we're interacting, because that's the whole point of it being live. So definitely there would still be a chat option, and actually there'd be more options. So with something like Concert Window, you can also have options to like I would maybe have the sheet music for the song right there, that people could purchase it straight away, and maybe have rewards for people right there. And so it's really exciting. There's a lot more options on Concert Window than there are on the YouTube live stream. So the point is to make it better, not to make it worse. So we're going to fully check out whatever platform we move to before we move there, to make sure that it really is a positive move. But we're not stopping with these because it is amazing and we love you guys. Okay, awesome. So I think I'm just going to do the parting glass, and maybe you must remind me next month to do My Lagan Love. Then, unfortunately, there's like lists and lists of Irish songs I could be singing, but we just have to pick a few. Is that right? Yes. So this is one that I love to end any Irish themed event with. I think it's just the appropriate way to end, with the parting glass. Of all the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I had, they're sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I had, they would wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and I'll softly call. Good night and joy be with you all. A man may drink and not be drunk. A man may fight and not be slain. A man may court a pretty girl and perhaps be welcomed back again. But since it has so ordered been, by a time to rise and a time to fall, come fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. St. Patrick's Day, everybody! Thank you for spending this time with us. It's been so great to connect with people all around the world just to celebrate the music of Ireland. I love Irish music, and I think it was my love for Irish music that actually brought me to the harp in the first place. So I feel like I have a lot to owe the beautiful music of Ireland. So it's a wonderful thing to do a whole concert for you with just Irish music, and I'm really glad you were here to spend it with me. So I'm just going to do a last check-in with the comments and see what people are saying. Oh, Super Monkey GH says, dang, I just got here. Oh, well, did you hear the last song, I hope? Happy St. Paddy's Day, everyone. And thanks, as always, for the beautiful music, Christy-Lyn. Such a pleasure. Well, when we finished, eventually this is going to go live, maybe in a few minutes' time. This video will be available, and then you can go and watch it from the beginning again. And if any of you joined halfway through, maybe that's a great thing for you to do as well. Go and make a cup of tea, wait 5 minutes, come back, and you should see it on my channel, and then you'll be able to watch the whole thing from the beginning.
And join the email list.
Oh yes, make sure you're on the email list so that next time we have a concert, you know when it's going to be, because it's probably not going to be next month. I think it'll be the month after. Aiden says, Happy St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for a lovely concert. Aki's clapping and says, greetings all around the world. Thank you so Celia says, thank you so much for this magical concert. It was absolutely breathtaking. Thank you so much for your support and for making time to spend with us. Thomas says, beautiful. Thank you for playing and singing live. Such a pleasure. You know, I just think there's something about live music. I enjoy putting up my YouTube videos, but there's something about performing for you live that we just can't get any other way. So I'm really happy that you were a part of it today. And I think with that...
Just look at all the different angles of the world.
Wow! Oh, that's the world. It's like the world is turning. And she's showing in the comments, well, I don't know if it's a she or he, Cringing Leon Odins is showing us a picture of the world, a picture of the world, a picture of the world. Cool. Oh, and Celia's mom, Afria, says hi too. She says she loved it too. Thank you so much. Okay, I think it's time for us to go and enjoy the rest of your St. Patrick's Day. Or tomorrow if you're in Australia or Japan.